Hello, today we are going to see about a multi-agent framework called n8n, n8n. So, who is this video for? This video is more to a people like who already familiar about multi-agent or agentic frameworks or things around LM, who already are familiar and making code to work with agentic things, making LLM in the space of agentic or multi-agentic systems. What is this multi-agent n8n framework for? I mean, basically, it's like an application where you can drag and drop your agents, tools, memories, LLMs, everything will be in drag and drop. You can connect with third-party services and perform your actions using this multi-agent or agentic framework. I mean, or the agentic system. It's like you can design a workflow, what should happen, how should we need to process this. Everything can be designed here and basically drag and dropped, and the credentials can be provided so that we can easily make this workflow work. So instead of speaking as text, let's see in visualization. Let me open and make a simple workflow and show you how can it work, what is its potential, how can it grow also. Yeah, this is n8n website. I don't know how many people would have explored this and gone around this. I very recently came to know about this. My friend told me about this. Like it's a plug and play, not a plug and play, drag and drop kind of uh, thing where we can create agent, multi-agent. We can basically automate the task what we are doing. Basically, if you see here, right, what they have mentioned is secure AI native workflow automation. Let's see, is it first? Let's start from the beginning. Is it open source or closed source? They have an open source version where you can see host using as npx install or using docker. It's based on your preference, but some features wouldn't be enabled for you. Like when it comes to pricing also, right, there how many shared projects, how many projects you can share, like what is the workflow execution, what is the active workflow you can do. So these are the number of users, what is the hierarchical what you can keep. So basically using all these things they have designed the pricing plan, but basically it's worth to try the open source one. Basically they are claiming IT operations, secops, devops, sales, every things can be added or automated using this n8n. So what they claim is also right, the fastest way to plug AI into your own data. Like it's like drag and drop plugin, you can make chatbot with it. You can make basically you'll see all the features. uh, the these are the few features what we can see is right. Like basically we need to drag and drop and customize for your needs. If there is any requirement, right, any credentials or any specific thing you need to achieve, you need to customize it in the options. Okay, let's see how to install it. As already I told, you can do npx n8n. You can just run, it will show you a port and the localhost where it is running. You can directly access it, or you can use docker volume create n8n data, and you can use docker run also. This could also be able to run, but at the end of the day, the where the port it will be running at 5678. So this is the port. This is once you install this, right, it's a very simple operation. Just copy the command npx n8n or docker create, and you just docker run, docker pull and docker run. So once you run this, right, you would see the dashboard. Once you need to sign in, that is a very simple process, like you can do Google or GitHub sign in. Once that is done, it's a very simple process. You can see over here, it's an overview over here. So templates will come to work later, variables are here, help, update, and the profile icon. We'll come to this section at the last. So if you see in this page, right, you see three things. One is workflows. That is the main area what we are going to cover. This is the credentials. What are the credentials you are giving to the workflows to access? What is the executions? What are the executions run in the workflows? This much time. It's like a log. So I have tried to learn. I have made some workflows to practice or to learn how this works, let's start creating with a simple one. Let's first of all, first you will see that once you need to create a workflow, right? You could see this icon. I mean, this is the dashboard for creating a new workflow. Once you start, how do you like to start this process, start this workflow? It's a trigger manually or on an event app. Like, if you think of use cases, it may like be many things. If you want to trigger once a user asks you a question in a Telegram or WhatsApp or anywhere. So these are all applications which you will be able to make the trigger start. Or on schedule, on webhook call, on form submissions, when you call in another workflow, on chat message is what we are going to see today. Once you see this, this is like you have a chat interface, you could chat with the agent. The triggering point is there will be a chat screen. So you chat, the trigger starts. We will make the public after later. So end of the day, this is what. Once you click back to canvas, this is the trigger. Now, what should you add? Action in an app or data transformation or flow or core ML or advanced AI, add another trigger. So if you see here, right, agent, AI agent, this is where you can add any of the tools over there. But primarily now we are going to focus on how to create agents around the trigger or how to create multi-agent system. Now this video will be solely focusing on how to create an agentic thing, not a multi-agent. So, and once an agent is created, right, it has primarily three options to add. First is chat model. What is the LLM the agent will be using? I have already configured Azure one. So you would have seen in the credential. If you want to add a new one, you can add credential over here. You would see here, right? What is the API key, resource name? So you can add any other model also. Let me show that in next. So I have added the Azure credential. We need to type the deployment name here. Once after typing the model name, after that, if you see, right, you need to add the memory part. So if you have a production level setup, you can add Postgres chat memory or Redis. Redis one of the famous one. It's like the session memory. The user will be asking what is the height of Eiffel Tower. So it will answer the height. So now the user is asking what is the width. Now the user have asked what is the width alone, not mentioned the word Eiffel Tower. So it takes up the Eiffel Tower from the memory. So to as of now, for demo purpose, let's see the window buffer memory. So it uses how much the window context length is. I am just giving 50. So whatever we speak now or chat now will be stored actually. It's a temporary one. It's not a permanent one. Now comes the very important part called tools. The this LLM becomes agentic by adding the tools. Tools, they have n number of tools. You can add from WooCommerce to DBs to Google Drive, Sheet, Gmail, anything you can add. Like in-memory vector store, all the vector stores, HTTP request tools. So if you have an endpoint or if you have a function to call, or if you have an another agent to run, right? Like basically that then that becomes the multi-agent thing. An agent which will be able to control or trigger an another agent, so that agent performs an action, give back the result to an agent, a primary agent or a supervisor agent. So the supervisor agent takes the decision. So this is called the multi-agent one. But today we are going to see a very simple one called calculator. Yeah, basically let's see without and with calculator how to chat is here. If we see here, right, the OpenAI chat model itself can answer few examples like what is 1 plus 1. If we ask this, then from the model's memory itself, it can answer 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, right? So basically we can see what is running, what all accessed, what is the history, I mean how the workflow has happened, everything you can see. If we ask the same question when it becomes complicated, right? Let's make it complicated and multiply it by divide by 2 minus some complicated number. I'm just adding a very complex number. Okay, that's it. So if we try to do this, right, now the agent has the only option of Azure Chat AI model. So the Azure Chat AI model is not still triggered, but if we see here, right, it the model can't exactly give that much response. So it gives an answer, but let's check with our Spotlight. So it's 1.1990228 into 10 to the power 31. That is the answer. Actually, I can see in Spotlight. I don't know you can see or not. But once if we are adding, I mean, we can't know is this right or wrong. It's basically comes out from an LLM. As we all know, LLMs are bad at mathematical numbers and calculations. If we add the calculator trigger, right? If we ask the same question, so what will happen, right? It will automatically, the OpenAI will trigger the calculator function. So the calculator function will perform the action. So after performing the action, now the exact accurate result is again passed back to the OpenAI model, and it will give us the result. The result is, so if we see here, the calculator itself have figured out the exact answer. No, now the model doesn't need to think or make an operation to perform the calculations one by one. Nothing is needed. You can pass this to the calculator function. The calculator function will take care of this, and the calculator function will return the exact answer so that the model just sees the output and responded to the user. So now the time saves, the cost saves, many benefits are over here. It's a very, very, very simple workflow which I have designed now. But it's not only one tool you can add. You can add multiple tools. You can add with Gmail, Calendar, Google Docs, Google Drive. If you want to just add the calendar also, we add the Google Calendar here, right? It will basically able to access all your accounts, all your details. Like you need to give credential, add a new credential, and you need to provide this client ID, client secret from GCP console, and you need to enter it over here so that you can access your Google Calendar also. So if you see here now, this tool is also added. So if you ask a question, what is the next event I have? So what it does is the AI agent will trigger, the Azure will come back and it will ask the Google Calendar to give an answer. So by that, the OpenAI answers. Your event is scheduled on February 7, 9:41 to 97. I mean 9:41 to 10:41. Basically, what is the next event has been scheduled? It is saying what is the time. You can click here to see more. So basically, the actions is performed by adding tools to this agent. Like here, this is one agent has these all the tools, memory and model. You like this, you can add multiple agents or advanced AI or workflows or any other things. AI agents, I mean email trigger, you can do multiple things. Like you just need to explore the tools which are available in their n8n path. You can add it over here. So basically, this will get the output from this agent. So this action will be performed based on the output from this agent, and you can add a separate model or a same model, same memory, but different tools. Basically, so then only this has its own unique capabilities. So as of now, let's delete this part. And if we see here, right, when chat message, you can make it this as public. You can copy this link, and you need to first activate it. Then if you try to do this, right, so basically you can ask the question, what is the sum of some number and another sum number? So basically now calculator should be executed. I think it is not shown here, but the calculator, when we see the log, right, it is executing. Let's see it in home executions. This is the workflow tool last execution. So calculator is executed. If we see first, I mean, the last thing is like we asked a question which need a calculator tool to be enabled with the agent so it can answer. So this is what answered. So basically this is about n8n. But I'm pretty sure that this n8n's capability, what I showed is just 2 to 3% or less than that. But if you explore all the tools which you can integrate, right, which you use in daily life, if you want to trigger something, if you want to perform an action on a trigger which has already happened, so all these things can be done with n8n with a high quality, clarity, it needs some technical knowledge. I don't say business people or operation people can just drag and drop and make agents and make their work automated. We need some technical knowledge around this, how this works, what should be added, what all can be added, how to add this. Yeah, but this is a very good thing, so that people can easily make their workflows automated and make their daily day-to-day task somewhat easier, is what I feel. This is about n8n. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want to explore more things on n8n, please let me know. And also, there are so many channels which are dedicatedly putting video for n8n, how to perform actions with n8n, how to create actions with n8n. I forgot to mention about the marketplace. Let's see that. I thought to show that before ending the video itself. If you see here, right, this is a very important part of this video also. If you want to check the workflows which is already created by the public people, you can utilize that also. If I search for AI workflows which is already done, like you can see workflows which are free and some are also paid. Like some workflows will be paid because it depends on the user also. Yeah, see here, some are $10. But if the workflow is free, right, you can click to explore. Just you can copy and paste it in your workflow also. This is how you can create. Like you can just click a button. I didn't see this for this long time. Use workflow. Just click. If you have localhost already running, you can just copy it over here, or you can copy it as a template, JSON file. So this will require all these OpenAI, Google Sheets tool, Google Docs, Microsoft, everything you need. Once configuring all this, right, you can create the workflows. I mean, you can use the workflows which is already created. This is the next big advantage, is what I feel. Okay, let me know what you think on the comments. And if you want videos like this, you can considering first liking the video, and if you like 2 or 3 videos, then consider subscribing it. I didn't mandate to subscribe the channel, but check is the vibe working out or not. Okay, see you all in another video. Thank you, bye.